Welcome to Smart Talk. Today I'm with Rachel Disselkamp. I met Rachel for the first time about 5 years ago with her passion for workforce management, all around a book that was about raising the profile of workforce management in the industry. And I thought today, Rachel, we might take a bit of time to ask a few questions. And what I thought we'd do is understand what your passion is with work and the changing face of the workforce. Then what we might do is ask you what the difference of multi-generations means in the workforce. And then again, what we might finish with just something very simple, like what is the difference that you would like to make?
Awesome. Well, thank you for inviting me today to talk about the area I am passionate about, which is workforce management. I started in time and attendance because the data was rich.
Yeah.
You could get something out of that. And from there, I went into scheduling because it was something I had personal experience with working in retail and restaurants. And I said, what more can we do with this rich data? And that's what brought me into the future goal that I want to bring to workforce management to the world of work, is to help us think about the outcomes we have with data. What are the ethical conclusions that we come to? With GDPR, we're talking about why are we capturing data, but we're not necessarily thinking about what we do with that data later. And I think that's a very important topic that folks in my generation really care about and that we can make a difference in.
Fantastic. And I think it's great to hear those differing views. And so from a multi-generational perspective, you're a millennial. What advice have you got for someone like myself, or a Gen X, or a baby boomer, or how does it all work together?
Well, I think it's just great to start here in the ability to reach out and talk about these issues. What makes me passionate about what I do? What do you want to achieve in the world, and what to leave behind? And I think one of the most important messages that I would let multi-generations know in the workforce is that we're ready. We're ready to be leaders. We're ready to take on more responsibility. We're ready to share our ideas. And so just offering that listening ear, the ability to be heard, is very important to us. It's important to me, and I represent a growing number of people in the workforce.
You certainly do, and the statistics are growing significantly in terms of the millennials in the workforce. And I hope by having a conversation like this with you today, it helps raise that profile, and it perhaps sends a message to others out there as well that the millennials are ready to step up. And I congratulate you for it, because I think it's exactly what needs to happen within the workforce. So what mark do you want to make? What is your burning desire? What's your passion? What do you want to be known for?
Well, I think it comes back down to what are we going to do for our employees in the workforce. So workforce management was where I was born. That's the time and attendance data that gets down in the nitty gritty. But what are we going to do for the future? Are we going to help people have more hours in their schedule so that they don't have to work multiple jobs? Are we going to help them get a consistent schedule so that they're not waking up next week having a totally different schedule than last week? And are we giving them the kind of work that they enjoy? Because when it comes down to it, we talk about talent, we talk about performance, but workforce management is really what executes on all those strategies. We can have these conversations, we can have speeches around talent. But if we don't have the workforce management data to back it up, to make sure you're getting those hours, to make sure you're getting the right pay, then it doesn't really matter how great a vision you have. So I want to be known as a person who's helped move that forward through the use of data.
Fantastic. Any special purpose? Is there anything else outside of work that you feel strongly about, that you feel passionate about?
I think water is definitely one of the things that I've learned a lot from. I have a friend who's in law school, and he is focusing on water legislation. And what I've learned from him is there isn't a lot out there right now. We don't really know, other than the right to water. We're not thinking about the businesses. Some of the businesses that are impacted by droughts and people becoming unemployed because of that. It's important to give water to families, to individuals, but at the same time, if a particular business closes because they're impacted by that water, those unemployed folks are going to be upset. So I think it's something that countries, businesses all need to work together to form better legislation around.
That's great. And And I think it's so relevant these days, and I see it all the time, especially with the younger generation. Like, there is so many different causes that people are so passionate about, and it's just wonderful that it's starting to really become more and more prominent in society in general. So there you go, the changing face of the workforce. It's nice to be sitting down having this millennial discussion and giving that generation the opportunity to actually step up and do greater and serve a greater sense of purpose. So thank you very much, Rachel.
Thank you, Jerry.